All right, I think there's a lot of questions we can answer by showing you one room. Questions like, why doesn't Tom have a recliner? Do you have a TV? How come Tom hasn't gotten an office yet? Where are the foster kids going to sleep? Do you have one of those closets like Monica on Friends where you just shove everything?
No.
So today we're gonna show you the room we never show, and then we'll tell you why too. So
it's actually the room that Dawn and I, oh, you're showing how I'm standing now.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna give some context for where we are. So
right,
here's our
normal.
counter and the kids area. This is fairly common, one person sitting there. Do you wanna do the magic and open the door?
It's not magical.
It's not really.
This is the room that Dawn and I pretty much never use.
Yeah, and we've showed it like a little bit, but here we'll show you why. So this room has just become a catch-all.
Yes, that is 3 pieces of scrap sheetrock.
So that was an opening, and if you went through this, it would be our bedroom right there, and then straight ahead into our shower bathroom, our full bath. So why did we do this?
So I didn't like this room having 2 openings, plus it made like a runaround for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So they would literally run, which is actually how Corbin smacked his face before we bought the house.
Yeah.
So it's also like the kids are coming here in the morning when we were still sleeping. Our kids get up super early for some reason, always have.
Yep.
And so it'd be crazy loud in our room.
Yep.
So we're like, well.
Because I should also show, so this is the TV here.
Right.
And then that's also, you can open that door. That's the basement door.
Yeah.
I know sometimes people don't always understand the layout of our
Yeah,
house.
this used to be the upstairs.
So when Tom was flipping the steps, that's
so
where.
I flipped it, it went that way, and now it goes down. So we as in me, wanted to know what this room would feel like with one doorway. I was actually, before we did the remodel in the midsection, I wanted to cap that.
You're right.
I wanted to just sheetrock the whole wall off, frame it closed, and have this be the only opening. Dawn did not, so.
Well, we actually tested it out. So we had, this was switched before. You had some sheetrock over that, and I felt like it really interrupted the flow of the house.
I loved it.
Yeah. So we
so the reason I loved it was because this door does not stop any sound. So when the kids are in here, it's crazy loud in here, and then it travels throughout the whole house. So because I still wanted only one door in this room, I sheetrocked this closed.
But this
just to see what it would feel like.
Yeah, and it's made a huge amount of difference with how much noise we get in our room. So our bedroom is right behind this wall here. So
which actually brings me to a point. What is this mystery spot on the wall?
So this used to be, you can see the different paint color. This is where the TV was before. And then we wanted to fit in a little office space for Tom here.
Tom kept taking all my space.
Because Tom didn't have an office. So we kind of just made this like a multi-function room. We moved the TV over there. The TV has since stopped working, and so I don't even know what we're gonna do with that. And then
I don't know that we actually care that the TV doesn't work.
No, we would be fine just getting rid of it. The kids have a portable DVD player. It's not hooked up to like anything, Netflix, internet, anything. So it's just
DVDs only.
It's a glorified DVD player. So this is Tom's recliner,
which is basically the kids. Oh, again,
Mom
and I don't use this room except for me over there. Like,
right.
We don't sit in here.
But I know there's comments that Tom should have a recliner, right? Because you're a very hard worker. You do have a recliner. So
for foster kids, this room will be changing again. Tom will get his way, and this will get closed in.
But we'll probably just leave, you said we could leave the door on the other side so it looks like a sliding door facade, right?
Correct. So we'll just frame this and sheetrock over it so it's closed. And I don't necessarily know, are we going to do that permanently or is it going to be temporary? I thought we talked about making it temporary.
Yeah. So in our state, foster kids could share a bedroom with bio kids if they're the same gender, and foster kids can share rooms with their own siblings. So we've decided that we would like to have a dedicated room for the foster kids. We feel like it'd be best for them, like least disruptive to our kids. And so what we've decided that we'll do is Tom and I will vacate our bedroom and we'll make that for foster kids, and then we're gonna move our bed into here and make this our bedroom, which also makes then closing up that door.
Right, and then so then this sheetrock over this opening will go away, and I'll rip this wall open, put a pocket door in.
So that'll be the door.
So that'll be the doorway.
So is this like a
super ideal? No.
Best case? Because no, we're still gonna have a front door in our bedroom. We're still gonna have a basement door in our bedroom, and we haven't decided if we still want to make this like a TV room where if somebody wanted to come have some TV time, they would come in here, or what we would do about that.
I think that our house is small enough that we have to, even so if we make this our bedroom, which is what the plan is, we have to make it multifunctional so that the kids can come in this vicinity and watch TV or whatever, or have their toys, because we have no room for this anywhere else. The cube shelves, we have no room for that.
Well, I kind of wondered if we would put those in the bedroom then, and just keep the TV and the little couch in here, so just for like movie watching when they want to get away.
Yeah.
So basically the only work that we've done in this room is Tom replaced the windows and the front door. So the windows are beautiful, but they haven't gotten trimmed out or anything like that. All original carpet, which is not super great. Yeah.
It has not had the windows trimmed out yet because we're probably gonna gut this room and tear all the plaster out. Yeah. Re-insulate, rewire, and then sheetrock it.
See, my stress is just, my blood pressure is raising right now. So my vote is to not do any of that, because I saw how big of a mess it was when you did this section over here behind that door. It was such a big mess, and I just want to get our house ready for foster kids. So do you all think, Team Tom, we should, I mean, this is a silly question, how long do you think that would take?
That question I am going to choose to ignore from the here on forward, because the question has to be asked if you want to know how long it will take. Is this a dedicated project? Am I working on other projects at the same time?
And that's actually, I forgot to mention that in this video too, is that we have made no further progress on the boys' room because Tom has been driving dump truck all this week. They're building berms in the field behind our house, which is really cool, and the weather's been cooperative. It'll reduce the amount of erosion. Well, you can say probably better.
It will help prevent, so we have a lot of water flowing. So our farm slopes down and has a bunch of big hills that all run into like low spots. And when it rains, all that water collects and picks up speed and washes out the edges of the fields and the edges of the hillsides. And so it actually created like a 5-foot rut down the entire field in 2 different directions. And so by putting berms in, they put tile lines in, which tile lines go under the ground, and then the berms help slow the water down. So the berm is basically like a big mound of strip of dirt that catches all the water. It collects there, it hits a tile line that goes down into the ground to a bigger tile line that then routes it down the field further to a progressive different number of other berms to catch all the water, slow it down, and outlet it into a creek way beyond our property. So they're working on the second berm now. The first berm, this is the one that we started this morning. I think it's mostly completed as far as all the clay that's gonna go on it. Now my father-in-law's just gotta shape it with the D4, and then we gotta put black dirt on top of it, drag it, and then get it all seated. But right now I think all they're focused on is getting the clay off of that hill back there and get the berms laid out, mostly shaped, and then after that, then they can address the black dirt. So, all right, that's what I did today. It helps prevent soil erosion, it helps with runoff, and then it also makes it so we can farm the whole farm. Whereas before with the big ruts, we were having to farm around this big section that was all like washed out and rocky and just not tillable.
Yeah. So we've had unseasonably warm weather. It's been like in the upper 30s and 40s this whole past week. So it was great for that. So Tom has been just running a dump truck like all week. So we've got nothing more done. So here's the other thing. I feel like there's always so many like facets to this, and there's so many questions that then come up. The other thing is that, like, part of why we were okay making the boys' room, they're gonna outgrow that, right? You've all mentioned that. They fit in those beds now, they're gonna outgrow it. So we do still want to move our house and put a new basement under it.
But first, we will be moving the shed behind the house.
So we can move the house.
So we can move the house back to where the shed is. Are you understanding all this?
We've talked about this in other videos. Long story short, my parents have friends who move houses and move buildings, and so I grew up with that not being uncommon. Like, you literally just lift it up. Like, that was my parents' wedding present, to lift up their house and put a new basement underneath it. I didn't realize until Tom came along that this is not like standard protocol for homes.
At
all. Okay, so we want to eventually lift up our house, put a brand new basement under it where we would put more bedrooms, a family room.
Right, and then to recap, our basement currently is only half of the size of our house. Like, so if you look at our house from the outside, the basement's only half, and it's a very low ceiling half.
Yeah,
and so if we move our house and we put a full basement underneath the house and we put higher ceilings, it's actually a lot more square footage.
Oh yeah, we'll like double the size of our house, basically.
Yeah, and then we'll put bedrooms and bathrooms down there. We'll make it a walkout so that the back side of the house walks out, has daylight windows.
And for those of you that know construction, going down and doing a new basement is cheaper than if we would like add on or try and add another story or anything like that. Like, that's your cheapest square footage for construction. So that's like our plan. So this all is even kind of temporary, you know, us moving into this for a bedroom. And I think that's why it's okay. Like, it was actually Tom's idea. I didn't like push any of this, but I think that's why it feels okay. Like, yeah, is it going to be like a little wonky? Like, totally,
absolutely.
Right? But we're just trying to make the most of our 1,500 square foot house and cram as many kids in here as we can. So
apparently
we should also mention, I know it's like, I still see the comments too, like, that you should not do foster care if Tom is not on board.
I mean,
can you make a
you
statement?
really shouldn't.
Well, and I agree with that.
Tom's not on board, you shouldn't.
I agree with that.
But Tom is on board.
He is.
So
I was surprised that doing the training and meeting the social worker and going that,
hearing all the worst case stuff,
is actually what brought Tom more peace of mind.
I was like, okay, that's not so bad.
I mean, I was glad that you were like, we can handle it, you know? And
that just goes to show how dark everything up here is.
How it was. And for ages, we're gonna try and stick younger than our kids, so like 4 and under.
Right.
So.
And that too was a big concern of mine, like not having kids our kids' age or older. And so younger, I'm good with that.
Yeah. And so that's where we'll start, and we'll kind of ease into it. We're still in the process with, like, the background check isn't done. I don't know if we should be worried about that or not. So, and then we've also talked about, we're planning on going another trip in February, camping, taking our camper. And so most likely we won't say that we're ready for any kind of placements till after we get back. So realistically, it's probably gonna be March before anything happens. So that's kind of where that process is at. So it gives us a little time to figure this out. But I still don't want to tear out plaster. Like, I don't.
Let's be totally frank here. I don't actually want to do it either. But I know that at some point in my life, I'm going to have to. So I would rather do that while I'm young. If that makes any sense.
See, I was hoping having that race car in the garage would distract you enough that you'd be like, oh,
I also want to get that done while I'm young.
Right.
I 100% agree in my mental state right now.
At this moment, yeah.
I have no mental space.
The problem is it's going to be 2 weeks from now and I'm going to hear a sledgehammer going against the wall.
What's going to happen is I'm going to have one day off where I just chill for a day, and then I'm going to get like, okay, let's just go for it.
Yeah. Oh, and you've heard us maybe talking a little bit about the course I'm doing with Cass and Dana, which is, so sometimes people are like, okay, but like, will there be any new information? Like, some of you all have followed all of us for like a long time, and what I think all 3 of us were so pleasantly surprised by there was just something about us three all talking it out together, and we were like, oh, that happened to you too? Oh, that was your experience with that? That it felt like we were able to come up with the best of the best to just give you our top tips and tactics and ways to get motivated. That I think it's completely fresh and new, and I think it's completely worth the $79 that it costs right now.
Well, and I had asked you because I was quite skeptical, because I'm always like,
yeah,
you guys,
skeptic.
You guys have lots of followings, and you guys have been doing this for a long time. Like, I mean, what's
left to talk about?
What is there even?
Yeah.
And then I actually overheard one of their Zoom calls together, and I was just like, Dawn got off, and I was like, you guys are brilliant. You guys are all three absolutely brilliant, and I don't even care about decluttering.
But I want to sign up. So anyway, there's a $20 off code right now, and then also if you want to give it as a gift or ask for it as a gift, we have a link specific to that too, where you can get a gift certificate for it. So we'll put all those details down below. I'm really excited about it, and we're already like, there's a private Facebook group that goes with it, and all three of us are gonna do a Facebook Live next week, so if you get in before then, you'll be able to see that. If you're not on Facebook, we're gonna repost it as well in the course, and so you'll still have access to it. And so it was really cool, and I'm excited about it, and I would not feel good about promoting it if I didn't truly believe that. Because
I would not have said anything about it, because I'm not gonna talk about nothing I don't believe in.
Exactly. I mean, you all are the reason we're where we're at right now, and so we would never want to do anything to take advantage of that, but I do feel like the value is there if you've just needed some extra help and some new ways to look at things. So anyways, end of commercial, but we love you so much. We're so grateful for you. We did hit 300,000,
which is
subscribers this week. I'm gonna cry. I'm not ready to talk about it yet. So we'll do a more formal celebration, but we're just so grateful for you. You are the reason we're here right now, so thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yep.
So I don't know, I would love to know what you think. The benefit, of course, is always that we can re-insulate and everything. That has made a big difference in the other area. We felt it, but we put in new windows, we put in a new door, so that has improved this significantly as well. So let's just put new carpet in, trim out the windows, and call it good.
When is that thing you just mentioned needing to be done by?
March.
All right, game on. I can get on a March deadline.
All right, so there's our plan. So what could go wrong, right?
Somebody bought a race car.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, yeah, and hopefully by this time next week we will have the boys' room finished up. The dump truck driving is winding down now.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, there is a race car.
I think tomorrow's the last dump truck day.
Okay, so anyway, and Tom will have some videos coming out on that on his channel too. Ooh,
tomorrow.
You did pick a final logo too, which I thought was really cool.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
So it was kind of wild. I think we had like 73 different reiterations, different versions from people submitted. Through 99designs.com is the website I used.
It almost got to the point where you were just like, just stop with the new designs.
Oh, for sure.
It's too much to
Well, it was like, I like this one part of that guy's logo and then this part of a different guy's logo, but they're not the same person, so they can't like merge them.
Just combine them. But you were able to give lots of feedback in there. Yeah, we would highly recommend it if you ever are looking for a design. What you get. So I thought it turned out really cool.
And then after I selected the one I chose, then I asked for like all kinds of changes as far as like different colors, different aesthetics to the logo, different versions, different file types.
Yeah.
And they gave me everything. It was kind of wild.
It was great. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yep.
We love you. We hope you have a really great weekend, and we will, I don't know, we'll hopefully have a boys' room reveal for you next week.
Sorry, dump truck been driving.
Okay.
Bye-bye.